Hello and welcome to another Skaredcast tournament in review. Today we go to the Edmonton Open, the first Games Workshop event in Canada. 250 plus people. Let's dive in.
The Dark King.
Hello and welcome to another tournament in review. I'm here at the home studio because I just got back from Edmonton today, and I wanted to share this all with you before I go back to mini wargaming to film a bunch of games. Now, if this is the first time you've shown up here, I'm going to build a list. I'm going to take it to the Edmonton Open and play 8 games of Warhammer. Then I'm going to come back and talk about my experience after sharing each of the games with you. So you can learn something, and then we're going to see what I change, and I explain, and all that stuff. So, as we get in, I wanted to give a huge shout out to the Red Dragon. Now, the Red Dragon's been sponsoring my ITC tournament circuit this entire season. They're paying for flights, entries to events, as well as accommodation. So Dan from the Red Dragon is my sponsor for this whole series. Now there is a universal discount code, 15% off his online store using Skaredcast25 at checkout. But during this video, I'll be letting you know the code that's going to be active just for this week until Friday to add an additional 5% on any order of 50 Canadian dollars. Now the cool thing about that is that it only lasts for this week. It's for all of you that watch this video, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate you for watching, so hopefully you can make use of it. So let's dive into the list and then go to the event. And here we have 2,000 points of Reaper's Wager. Since we last spoke, Reaper's Wager got an update. We basically got a detachment rule. So before we had no detachment rule except for Harlequins flipping the wager and turning it into something. But now, whoever's winning the wager, aka the entire Dark Eldar side, gets reroll 1s to hit in shooting and in close combat. I cannot begin to tell you how awesome this ends up being. It comes up all the time. It helps with your pain token economy, and it complements the amazing strats. I will now confidently say that I do believe Reaper's Wager is the best competitive detachment for Drukhari. The list itself is Lilith Hesprax, Urian Rakarth, a Death Jester, Archon Skari, or an Archon with the Arc Raider enhancement, Drazar the Master of Blades, and 2 Beast Packs. Now, this is a list that is essentially a morphed list from what I took to the Dallas Open, where I also went and participated. 2 units of Scourge, 1 with Haywires, 1 with Dark Lances, 3 Venoms, 1 single Kronos, 2 units of Mandrakes for uppy downy and mission play, 2 Grotesque units, 10 Witches, 10 Cabalite Warriors, 10 Hellions, which I have grown to really love in this detachment. And last but not least, the new and improved lower point cost Ravager. Now, you probably noticed that I did not bring a Void Raven Bomber. It was the least performing unit in Dallas, so I decided to switch it out. And taking some of the stuff I learned from the Ottawa Teams event, where I took the double beast pack, I thought, hey, why not? Let's try something a little different. And I'm really liking what I have come up with. So there you have it. Let's go to the event. Let's play 8 rounds of Warhammer. Let's see how I do. Then we come back to the studio and I talk about what I learned. I cannot wait to share it with you because it was a blast. Let's dive in. Okay, round number 1, playing Bill and his Death Watch, double Land Raider Death Watch, all the way from Edmonton. There you go. Awesome. And of course, go Oilers, go. They won a crazy game last night. But there we have it. Look, the entirety of the event. 250 or so players. I'm so excited. It's super fun. I can't wait. Okay, round 1. Let's do this. Dawn of War, by the way, on layout 5 for round 1. Mike Brandt and the judging crew just picked violence. Dawn of War is insane. And then next round we do sweeping and layout 3, which is even worse. Okay, let's do this. And that's the first round. Ended up playing against Bill in his Death Watch, which was really fun. It was his first big event ever. It was like a good teaching game, learning lots, going back and forth. Got to use the Challenger cards a few times. I'm really looking forward to breaking those down. So now we're going to pack up, we're going to have lunch, set up the table for round number 3. Round number 2, playing Patrick and Death Guard on the most open table in the world, but I went first, which is really good. So my Beast Packs, as you can see, are touching his board edge. I was able to kill one of the Plague Verse Crawlers because even with that many vehicles, he can't really hide. He has 2 units of Death Shroud and 2 Defilers in reserve, so I need to do as much damage as quickly as possible before all his reserves show up. So far, so good for the first turn, but it is one of the toughest matchups in the meta right now, so let's see how it goes. And we'll find out right after this clip. And that's the end of the round. We're just making sure the tables are set up for the new layout number 7. Oh, what a crazy round. Because I went first, I was able to shove my beast up to the edge of his board edge and stop him from really moving, tying up most of his shooting elements, which then allowed me to take the board and score a lot of points and stop him from scoring points. I did zone out most of the table, and then finally towards the end, I was able to screen him from getting onto the objective in the middle. So a solid win against the Death Guard. As we move on to round number 3. Round number 4, playing against Astra Militarum. Gorgeously painted Astra Militarum army. Combined arms with 1,000,000 Lehman Russes. On Terraform, layout, the new layout 8, which has some really nice long angles across the middle of the board. So this is round 4 of 8 rounds. And I did go first again, as you can see, beast packs, just doing beast pack things. I did fail a charge with beast packs there, which allowed him to move up into the middle. So it's going to be an interesting turn when it comes to stuff like this. So let's see how it goes. And here we are, round of 5, playing John and his Necrons. This is taking hold on Tipping Point, the new layout 8, which is a layout that's really fun. I did end up winning that last game. I don't know if I did a video, but ended up having a good time. So always a good one. Let's do this. End of the game. I did end up losing. It was like 60 to 85 or so, 58 to 80 something. Very close game. 2 turns that did not go my way. Other than that, fantastic match. On to the last round of the day. 3 more games to go. So start of the 3rd round today. I'm tired. There was a big fire alarm, so they evacuated all of us for like 30 minutes. I did lose my last game. Bit of a heartbreaker because it was so close. And then all the 4-ups happened. So now I get to go play Anthony and his Chaos Space Marines. I'm really excited about it. And there's a stream over there. And we've got 3 more rounds. 3 more rounds. Okay, round number 4, 5, 6. This is round 6. Playing against Anthony and his Creations of Bile. I ended up going first again. And I jailed him with 2 beast packs. Yeah.
Such jail.
Jail.
Such jail.
Which is really good because it was table quarters. And these guys move like 17 inches. So I had to, it's good. Gives me some breathing room. This is what I talk about. You move up, beast pack here, sticky this with this venom with the Archon, and at least it gives me 2 turns of scoring. 1, potentially 2, depending on what happens over here. So that's like what the king. Other than that, wish me luck. I've known Anthony for years. First time we get to play, which is really, really cool.
On the other side of the continent?
On the other side of the continent. I had to travel all the way here to make that happen. So he did take the +2 move, so they moved like super far. And yeah, let's do this. Wish me luck. So I did end up winning the last game. Fantastic, fun match. I put him in Beast Jail again. But I wanted to show that I made Showcase with all the other armies that are really nicely painted that are being against. I have no contest, but it feels nice to be selected, so that's cool. I made Showcase, baby. Okay, tomorrow, 2 more rounds. Yeah, go Dark Eldar, shenanigans. Okay, round number 7. I get to play Liam and his Necrons. We're like in turn 2. It's been an absolute ridiculous mess of me going first again and shoving beast packs into my opponent's face. My Vector has been MVP this game, stopping Awakened Dynasty from using all their strats. I already killed Illuminor. I killed the 4-up Feel No Pain, Get Back Up, Score Back Lord, 1 DD8. Like it's been going well so far. So it is Terraform, but Liam's going for best overall because he's got really nice, pretty looking Necrons, and he did really well in the 6 games, the first 6 games that count for that. And so now let's see how it goes. So good luck. Okay, playing into Liam's Necrons, ended up coming out with the win. That going first, Jail really worked. I made a clutch 10-inch charge onto his home objective with Hellions on battle round number 3 after a rapid ingress and an advanced shoot and charge. And then I was able to just contest the objectives long enough and get some terraforms up. At the end, I did end up going with the win. So with that, 1 more round to go, and that'll be the event. Let's go get some food first, though. Last round, round number 8, playing against Knights. Look at that. Exciting time to be alive. Against, I ended up going second this time on new hidden supplies. It's gonna be very interesting. How can I get myself out of OC Nightmare? Let's see. Wish me luck. And that's game. End of the round. I won a game by the skin of my teeth. Landon played an excellent game. Canis, 6,000 Helverins, Sisters of Battle, Calidus Assassin. It was crazy. On hidden supplies, I was able to get Lilith and the Beast back all the way there to really kind of help solidify the last turn. back and forth, came down to like the wire, and it was basically, I got two challenger cards. Landon got one challenge card at the end. Oh man, what a crazy back and forth game. Really fun. Great way to end the tournament. Let's go back to the studio, talk about my list and what I learned, and hopefully you learned some stuff too. That's right. And we are back from the event, and check this out. I won an award. Oh my goodness gracious. I won Battle Master Award. This is hefty. It's so heavy. Look at it. It's so cool. So Battle Master, oh my goodness, it's heavy. Battle Master is an award for most battle points. Oh my gosh, come on. Oh, look at that. That is the coolest. That's so neat. And it's in this cool little case. I'm going to have to put that award in the studio, but I was in fourth. I came in fourth. I lost one game. It's the first game of the top 16. But then I ended up winning all the others, and I had a blast. The double Beast Pack was incredible, just putting people in Beast Pack jail the entire time. My third round, of course, was streamed. I played against Death Guard on the Games Workshop stream, so you can go watch that game and see how that went, since Death Guard is all the meta right now. And I learned lots. So let's go to the list. Let's take a look. And what did I learn from this experience? And for all of you who are still watching, make sure you use the code SKARIDOESEdmonton from now until Friday for an additional 5% off. That's it. Skari does Edmonton. One single word. There you have it. Ba-bow! 2,000 points. I love this list. It was so fun. Everything did its job. I think the MVPs of the list were definitely the Beast Packs. If I went first, whenever I went first, they just jailed my opponent in their deployment zone and allowed the rest of my army to just run rampart and just do everything I needed to get done. The Archon with Arc Raider in the little Venom with Cabalites was probably the second best thing, because combining the two for like early scout pressure just proved to be so useful for like the entire game. One of the units that really surprised me, because I've used these units pretty much all the time, so I know what they do. The unit that surprised me the most was a Ravager. I really liked my Ravager. It was reliable. It was harder to kill than I thought people expected. Like, it survived way longer than I thought in almost all my games. And it was just a good backfield, like, pressure unit for the firing lanes. And then the one unit that didn't really do anything was, sadly, the Death Jester. Oh, he's such a cool unit, but he just didn't do anything. He flipped the wager a single time. And yes, the loan up was useful, but maybe useful in like singles so I think at Tacoma I might use him again. But I'm very much considering 3 different options for this list. So in order for this, the options, the first will be to drop a unit of Grotesques. I found that 2 was kind of redundant. I really did 1 for like some pressure units. I didn't need the 2. And take out the Death Jester. That gives me 170 points to play with. So there are 3 options. Option 1, add in another Cabalite squad and another Venom. Now that is to give me a lot more mission play, where I can go in and just take objectives and just be really annoying and have another Venom and some more like Dark Lances and stuff. So that's one option. The second option is to take a Ravager. That's right. Just another Ravager to make it 2, which I actually prefer this option, and a 4th Venom. So then I have another Venom that can take the 5 Cabalites that I split, or the 5 Witches, or put Urian inside. And I think I really like that option the most. And then the third option is to add 2 units of 3 Reaver jet bikes and another Kronos. And so far, I'm liking the double Ravager. And I think that's what I'm going to test from now on. Maybe take that to Tacoma. I really like that idea. And then another Venom that I can kind of have a little bit more flexibility with how I deploy my units. And there you have it. I hope you learned some stuff. I cannot wait to showcase more. Of course, my goal is to be the #1 in the world for the ITC. So huge shout out to the channel Patreons and Dan from the Red Dragon, without whom none of this is possible. So if you'd like to support the channel, all the links are down in the description below. Thank you so much. Make sure you use that code only for this week for an additional 5% off any order over 50 Canadian dollars as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you learned lots. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I do think Reaper's Wager is probably the best way to play Dark Eldar right now. I know it's a big pivot, but I've now played about 30 games, almost 40 games with Reaper's Wager, and I'm starting to really enjoy it. So with that, let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I've been Skari, your grateful host, signing off until next time. Skari out. The Dark Kin is the Battle Master. Bye, everybody.